was all the hoopla about?
Actually, the Miguna case is a typical situation whereby how expensive common sense can be when we lose common sense as a people, as a nation. This is how far we can go. Here we have a case of somebody telling us two things, speaking in both sides of the mouth. Miguna is telling us his Canadian passport was lost, but the court papers talk of the government had confiscated it. But what we are not being told is how did the passport end up in Dubai. Those are the things we need addressed at this level. The other thing is this, there is also another part. Miguna needs to be charged of contempt of court, because one of the orders stated that Miguna should enter Kenya using a Canadian passport, which he failed to do. So therefore, this thing, I think Miguna is taking us for a ride. He's trying to gain political and street credibility using an issue which it should be condemned. He has taken 4 of our days, 4 days prime time discussing Miguna, discussing this and that, and the guy had his passport somewhere, God knows where.
All right, Bernard.
Miguna is a general, and being self-declared general, that's exactly what we expected him to do. But having refused to hand over his passport, I think it was informed from the basics that he's a Kenyan citizen, and maybe all along he had been entering Kenya using his Kenyan passport. And now, since his passport had been destroyed by the Ministry of Department of Immigration, and the court had ordered that one of the orders that he be given is a Kenyan citizen. I think that's what he was expecting. That's what he wanted clarified, whether he's a Kenyan citizen or is a foreigner. Because if he would have entered Kenya using his Canadian passport, it now, he was to be given a 6-month visa. And that 6-month visa would have limited his activities in this country. He wanted to do his political, movements. He wanted to strengthen his NRM and, meet his supporters. Such kind of things could not have done on his Canadian passport. But the problem is, I don't know what, maybe lawyers know more than what we know, or there are people in government who know more than what we know. So we just wait and see how this thing is going to unfold, and we expect him back. He's a Kenyan, as in his placenta was buried in Ahero. That's not in doubt. Right. And you can't revoke your citizenship based on the fact that you have acquired another citizenship, yet you are born and, raised, schooled in Kenya. One day, maybe it will be you, Ashil, going to some country, then coming back, we say, no, we don't know Ashil.
But protocol let's not forget that protocol.
Actually,
I think what the government would have done is to prepare his Kenyan passport, give him, or have some ways of having him back to Kenya, and because he acquired the Canadian citizenship under some conditions.
All right.
He was in exile, like many of us, many of people who are fighting for second liberation. Most of them went to exile, and some of them maybe acquired those citizenship, but they are back in the country. Why is it that we have not had this circus? People like, Koigo Amwero in Norway for so many years. People like my friend and brother, Professor Wajakoyo, has been in the US, and, those are the kind of for very many years. So we just need to appreciate the effort that were being put in Miguna, by Miguna, to ensure that he claims his rightful position as a Kenyan.
All right, okay. I know
actually,
this
just
conversation won't...
a minute. I think we can skirt around, but nothing beats basics. And the first basic is this. Miguna left on Toronto, heading to JKIA, and he had a passport he used, which was the Canadian passport. He used to exit on Toronto. On landing in the JKIA, he started playing games. You cannot enter an international airport using an ID card. Basics. He had to surrender the Canadian passport for stamping. Everybody and many people enter this country various passports.
Normal protocol.
Yeah, it's normal protocol. You can come from Ukraine with your Ukrainian passport. You enter Kenya. That does not take away your right as a Kenyan to engage in any other thing.
So
but
are you saying he deserved it?
Yeah, whatever happened to him, he deserved it, because we cannot we cannot dilly-dally with protocol. You cannot want to invent a new way just because you are a self-declared general. No, this